Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to give you a flip through of my flip-flop journal. This is going to be a work in progress because I made this journal to just put the ephemeras that I like to make. I don't make journals anymore, but I still like to do paper art. So when I do tags or clusters, or pockets or whatever I'm making, I need somewhere to put them. And my first reference journal is full. So that's why I decided to make this one. And this is a flip-flop, and it's the first time I made a flip-flop journal. So I'm just going to go through with you what I did. I don't know if you remember, this was my topper, and I had some tags coming out here with some seam binding, and I decided to take away the seam binding and the tags, and I just put in some journaling cards in the pockets. I have 3 pockets in here, so I have one here, and I don't know if you remember, but this was made with an envelope that I've just folded in half, well, folded in where I wanted it, just tore it and glued things on it and did some stitching. I have a video on how I made this. And here's the other pocket, another little journaling card. And my third pocket is here with another journaling card, which is buried in here, looks like. Yeah, there it is. So here they are, my 3 cards on my topper, and I just love it. I added some lace just because I thought it was a nice finish. And it closes very well. I love the way it stands by itself. I'm so proud of myself. I did a great job. I was afraid because of the 3 signatures, but like I said, I made a template and it went very well. So just a real fast flip through. I haven't decorated all the pages, of course, and you don't have to because, you know, there's places you can write if you want. Here I just added some dressmaking tissue because I just wanted to tone down the pinks in here and everything. I'll probably do some mixed media painting on here. I'll add some distress coloring and all that. This is a cluster I made with leftover papers on my table. This is a piece of a tea bag. This is fabric, a little piece of fabric right here that I had in I made when I was doing Defem Remember with Louisa and Barbara, we made ourselves a basket to hold all our junk. And every time I start a new project, I go through that to get my things. And I had pieces of tea bags, so I use that, and pieces of little fabric that I had. So that's for that. I don't know if you remember, a while back, I think a couple months ago, I can't remember now, I made faux wax papers, and I use them now to use in clusters, and I decorate my tags with them. Actually, this is a piece here I just used this morning, piece, and here too, actually. And this was a big piece of a cluster, and this was tea bags. This is a gel print that I made with white paint, and this was just collage, and I just use it as a collage, a cluster on this page. This is a pocket I made because I flipped my page, my dictionary page, and the writing was upside down. So I just added a piece of torn paper that I've got on my table that I've been working with the kit that I was working. I had leftover kits with Tracy Fox, so I decided to use that. And this was from the kit as well, little pieces. And just added this to the pocket. Like I said, I also did some page edge with the paper that I use to make my journal, and I just added to reinforce. Like, this is newsprint paper, so it's very flimsy, and if I want to add things in the pocket, I'll probably be adding more things here so it doesn't tear, or maybe I'll do some stitching because I can still stitch in the journal if I want to. Another cluster that I had made with book page, and this is a piece also from my faux wax paper, which I love. I'm gonna have to make some more because I hardly have any left. I just have a few pieces left, and I'm using them on tags now to finish them off. Another page edge that I cut. This is from, actually, this is from this was a big piece, and I just cut it to make a pocket. I'm going to be decorating my tags. This is some tags that I made with oxides and stencils, but I still have to decorate, so that's why I just put it here for now so I can remember to decorate them. And this is going to be a work in progress. You know, when you don't have anything to do, you just come in your journal and you keep on adding things. And that was the purpose of this journal. This was a little cluster that I made with book page. And here a little, I think it opens up. No, it doesn't. This one doesn't. Usually I do this with my leftover coffee dyed paper. And you can write something in the back. A little hidden note. And I make these so I remember it's for reference. I can't make this. This is a hidden paper clip and with pocket. And this actually is little pieces left of coffee dyed paper that you can write notes. So that's what I made for this. In the back here, so since it's a hidden paper clip, it's just as beautiful in the back. And here I used also Tracy Fox's, I think it's French Blue it's called, I can't remember now. So this is a little card. I folded it in half to make it like a document that was in an envelope. I used my craft knife to open the envelope just to add this, and then it just goes under my paper clip. And I love, I always forget, so that's why this is in here, how to make my hidden paper clips. This was done with an envelope, with a see-through envelope, junk, and I just folded it the way I wanted, the size I wanted, and decorated the inside, and I made it in a pocket in the back. So that's what I made here, and I did some collage around the window, and I did some stitching. So I really like how this came out as well. I made another one, but it's too big for my journal, so I can't use it in here. This is another pocket that I made. I just flipped it over, but before I flipped it over, I just added some brown paper bag, stitch, and made it like a open pocket. So I'm adding all my little ephemeras in there. My journaling cards, and they all go in here. So that's another way of doing pockets, which is fun. In this kit, which I love, but unfortunately it's in French. It's called the French Blue. I think it's the French Blue, but none of the accents in French are there. So I had to take my pen and use up, made my accents where they needed to be, like accent grave, accent circonflexe, my CD. So that's the only thing that I like on these little, I had to do the CD here too. There's other things that I have to fix as well, but it's okay. I'm just a perfectionist, so I have to do it. Um, this here, I got the idea from Michelle Sharp at the Creative Cove. That's what she made. And for this, I used a file folder that I coffee dyed, and then I stamped on it and made a little pocket on the side here, and added little journaling cards. And I'm making another one actually, and I just wanted to show you how to make one. So real fast, what I did this time, I had junk in my cardstock, and the background was already printed on coffee dyed paper. So I thought, okay, I'll use that, so no waste. So what you do, you just fold your paper in half or the size you want. And then I took my square punch. Hold on, I'll show you. And that's exactly what Michelle did. I have a die cut to do that, but I'm too lazy to take out my Sizzix and do the die cut. So what you do is, this is a, I don't know how much this measures. It's 1.5 inch squares. So you just punch your square. Let me take a paper to show you how to do this. Let's take a piece of junk that I have over here. We'll fold it. No, that's not long enough. Okay, let's take this. That's long enough. So what you do is you put your paper, well, I put it all the way to the end so I know that it's the same, I'm going to go the same length. So you just punch, and then you come back here again to the end, so it's the same, and you come to your, and there you go. You've got your window, and you can do it as long as you want. So I had done it before, easy peasy, and I have also a rectangle punch that I use as well, but I thought that the square was working perfectly. And then you just stamp with whatever stamp you want, and then you use some acetate. I don't acetate, or what I use, I do have acetate, but I decided I have a ton of these little cellophane bags that we get all our ephemeras in, and I keep some, and I decided to use that to put in my window. So what I do is I just cut the piece that's gonna go in the window, and then I use my my stickers, and I have a video on how easy to do these stickers with a piece of scotch tape. And then I will glue this down here, and then I made a little notch to put some papers or tag on the side here. So of course I'll be sewing this all around my little flower, and I just added the butterfly and a little sentiment here. So I just wanted to show you how easy this is. And Michelle also did some like half like this, and she put a tab on top, so to make it different, so you can do different things. So this I will be adding to my journal. So I just wanted to show you how easy this was to make. And I will also put mine in on a dictionary page, because I like the background of a dictionary page. This was just little ephemeras that I glued together for the page. This I like because you can add things here, and you can make some clusters, which I've done. I love making clusters. Again, that's the back of the page that I didn't want the pink to show too much, so I just added the tissue, the dress tissue. And same here, again, you can write in here. I can add an envelope. I've got my little envelope that I will be adding somewhere. Like if I want to add an envelope to my pages, I could. I just have to glue this down, decorate my envelope, and leave it open, and I can add things in here if I want as well. So this is the first signature. Now I'm going into my second one. And this is a page that I made with, this is from Tracy's kit, and I just fussy cut it. And it's in 3 pieces. I was going to make a little book and then decided to make a pocket with it. And I just added some of the little ephemeras on here. So like I said, I had to put the accent on the A because it's Rue de la Presse à Papier. So it's got an accent on the A. And I made some little tags using here some sari silk that I had a piece left in my junk, so the coloring was perfect. So I thought, why not use this? I like using my things. Again, I like flip pages. I can write here. I can add photos here. I can add, you know, all kinds of things. Another cluster that I made actually was with a piece of this one here that I just folded in half. And I added a book page, music, and a cluster I had already previously made. And then I did some stitching around it. And on the side here, I folded it, and this becomes a tuck spot. Whatever I put in here, then I add some glue just to add for a tuck spot. So I like this as well. And I will probably be doing a lot of stenciling in here and some stamping. So that will be... like I said, a work in progress. You know, sometimes you want to do things, you're not sure what you want to make, but then you can play in your journal when you have one to play with. Same thing here. This is also a page that you can add things. You can glue something to it. You know, if I wanted to, I could glue this page and it would make a bigger page. I like doing that in my journals. And this I had printed on... newsprint, and I really like the way it came out. It really came out grungy, and I love it. Added some of my handmade alcohol ink tapes. This I made a belly band with some French paper that I had. Added a pocket here with some little journaling cards that I can journal all backed in coffee dyed paper, and journaling cards also. Again, I had to put the accent here, the CD here, the accent here, the CD there. So that's what I have to check when I do my journals. For me, it's very important. So that's the belly band. I love it. Also my tape. Also printed this on newsprint. It came out beautiful. I like the texture. I really do. So I can do some mixed media on here as well, which I probably will do. Just use one of Tim Holtz stamp that was on my table. I used it before and I thought, oh, let me use a stamp. And it went right through the paper, so I'll probably do something here as well. This was one cluster that I made a while back. I like to make clusters with junk that I have on my table. This is a piece of, this is fabric, book page, and coffee dyed paper. Here I just added this because I don't want to forget these are pockets, and I'm probably going to make something in here as well. You know, I can add some tags. I'm probably going to cut more ephemeras and maybe use some things like that. I'm not sure yet. Another little cluster that I made. I have, you know, tons of these things. I have too many. I've got all of Tim Holtz's things as well. So I try to use them as much as possible when I can. This is a little piece of fabric because when I glued my cluster on the side, I wanted to see the fabric. This is a cluster I made in one of my previous videos. I showed you how I made this. Very easy again. Book page, coffee dyed, stamping, and a piece of fabric that I had left over. So that's that. I have a lot of things to add. I think I have a little cluster that I have left to add somewhere. Maybe I'll put it here. Yeah, it looks good with that actually. Yeah, let's do that. And now my box that I keep all my ephemeras and tags and clusters is going to be empty once I'm finished with this. So I'll be able to make some more when my heart feels like making paper art, which I love to do. There we go. That's a nice one. I like that a lot, actually. And this is the envelope I was telling you about, that it's too big, that I'm gonna have to maybe make another one, but it's too big to go in my journal. Or maybe not, that depends on some pages. Oh, maybe I'll use that on some pages, larger ones. See, I have thinner ones and I have larger ones. I'll go through my book and use that. So this is my pocket that I made also on video with coffee dyed paper. You just fold it the size you want. You add, this was scrapbook paper. And this was a cluster I made. And then you just sew around your page. You don't have to do sewing, but I do sewing. So that's that. That's another cluster I did with the blues that I had left on my table. And I had done this with, this is a jelly print, leftover piece of jelly print that I had. This is from Tracy Fox's kit. Added the piece of blue. And this is piece of brown paper that I did some stitching on and just added to this page. This was a cluster or little, this was a ATC card that I made. And I just decided to add it in here. So a lot of blank pages. I like the lace that I put on my back. And now we're at the middle of the book on the other side. I love this paper and I forget where I got it. Another tag that I made with a pocket and using the little ephemeras from Tracy's kit. Did some stitching around this one, actually all around. Made this pocket. This was a pocket that I was flipped over with my coffee dyed paper, and I just added Tracy's envelope. And this is one of my tags that I still have to decorate. So that's in there. I have a lot to do. Is this wide enough for this? See, no, that's not wide enough. So I'm gonna have to go through my. Oh, that's what I did this morning. Just finished this. I just added a piece of coffee dyed paper that I photocopied on cardstock, and then I glued my faux wax paper on this for a journaling card, not a tag. I added my butterfly, did some marks with my Lyra. I like doing that. And just, you know, mark. And that's it. And did some stitching around it. I had to change my thread, so I put black thread. And use the little ephemeras to add on top of the pocket. So that's what I did here. Again, oh, another cluster with leftover paper that I had from this journal. A piece of, this is coffee dyed paper. This is a piece of this blue paper. I put one here too. A little piece of ephemera that's there. Did some splattering and did some stitching before I added to my page. And again, I left my page so we can see the coffee dyed paper. I really like that. More of my handmade alcohol ink Scotch tape. This is a paper clip that I made again in one of my videos showing you how to make this into 2 pockets with tags. And for this I used some handmade seam binding that I wrinkled up. Well, I made it wet, wrinkled up, and added some ink in my plastic bag. And I didn't want it too dark, and that's what I use sometimes if I don't want to use sari silk. So that's what I used over here. So that's a paper clip. And in the back, I just added some little journaling cards. See, Francais here doesn't have the little CD. I have to put it here, and I have to put it here. So that's just me. See, that's what I mean for the flip over, so it's a little bit more sturdy. And again, I can decorate my page how I want. I can use, oh, I can use this if I want here in the bottom. Well, maybe this. I can cut this. I've got more. I've got this one here. That's from Tim Holtz tissue paper that I glued on to do my faux wax paper. So that's that. I don't think I have much more left to show you. That's another cluster that I just added to my pocket. That's another tag that I made that I'm gonna decorate. And that's it, my friends, with my little flip-flop. And I don't even need to tie it. It holds very well. I love it. Things are coming out. All my threads are coming out. I love it. My material here, the fabric is coming out. I just love it. And this morning I finished my 2 little tags here that I will be adding in here. And for now, I think that's it. I'll be back with another video talking to you about the Junk Journal July. So take care, my friends. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my new subscribers and, of course, my subscribers that have been with me for a long time. Thank you for being with me and liking and sharing my videos. So have a good weekend, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.